Most Etsy sellers are failing, and it's not because of oversaturation, competition, or anything like that. It's because most people believe these 5 lies. My name is Robert Balaz, and I've done over 500K in revenue in just over a year and a half on the platform Etsy using print on demand. And I've made just about every mistake you can make along the way. These 5 are the ones I see over and over again from struggling Etsy sellers. And if you fix just one of these, it could change your entire shop. All right, so let's walk through these 5 lies that I'm talking about. So the first one we have is more listings equals more sales. Okay? Now, just simply putting out more listings will definitely not guarantee you getting sales. There is much more to it than just pumping out listings. Now, there is a merit to pumping out listings, and that is if you're new, then you learn the skills needed to actually make a good listing. However, just the mindset of pumping them out and that'll for sure guarantee you sales, that is what the myth is here. So, we want to focus on quality over quantity. Now this applies to many things in life, right? We want to focus on quality over quantity. So we want to make sure that we have our proper mock-ups. We want to make sure we are attacking a certain niche, right? We want to know what that niche is looking for, what type of designs appeal to that customer, and so on and so on. We want to make sure our SEO is optimized. There's a bunch of things that go into making a winning listing. So we always obviously want to do research, right? Like we just touched on. We want to know who we're targeting, right? We want to know what designs speak to that customer. That is the main thing. And that is what's going to help you actually get sales. Or that's going to help you with the actual conversion of the sale. Now, to get visible, there are other things like SEO, right? Or using Etsy ads. That is what's actually going to help you be more visible. And lastly here, like we touched on, the listings must be optimized. Okay? Now, like I said, there is merit to pumping out more listings, right? But we don't just want to pump out shit listings, to put it frankly. We want optimized listings, and that is what's going to convert into more sales. Because obviously, we still want to put out more listings, right? That is how you scale your shop. And I still put out listings daily. So that is how you are ultimately going to scale. But that, again, that whole idea of having more listings equals more sales, you need to kind of get away from that. So let's move along. The next myth is that it's passive income, right? It's passive. So what is passive income, first off, right? Passive income is essentially income that comes to you without you having to do any sort of work. So it happens passively. So there's nothing on your end after the sale is made or whatever it is, the service you provide or whatever it is, that would be passive. However, Etsy is not passive. And especially nowadays, to stand out, you need to have personalized products, which in turn mean that you have manual work that you need to do. On top of that, we're also trying to scale our shop by analyzing what works and putting out new listings and adding to our catalog with proven designs. So this is not passive, okay? Few things in life truly are passive. So few things truly are passive, okay? So I know the whole idea of passive income is very, very appealing. I get that. However, most things in life are required. Work is required, right? However, me saying that Etsy is work, it is, but it is not nearly as much work as a normal 9 to 5 job would be. It's all about what you make it, right? So if you're trying to scale to a multi 6-figure shop, then of course you're going to be working, right? And you can eventually have employees as well working under you. So this can be a full-on business. Next up, it gives you location freedom. So Etsy will give you location freedom, right? Since we are working from a computer, we can work from wherever, right? And we can still get sales in the United States while we are in Europe, right? There's not an issue with that. There's going to be a time difference, but that doesn't matter. If we're selling to the US market, then we can still sell to the US market from Europe or wherever else in the world. As long as we have an internet connection and a laptop, then you can work from wherever. So that is one very, very nice thing about Etsy. Sales will be made regardless of time zone, like I already touched on, okay? Regardless of time zone. So that is a very, very big benefit of Etsy. However, don't think that Etsy is completely passive, okay? You'll just be fooling yourself. Few things in life truly are passive, so just keep that in the back of your mind. The next mistake I see is I have to price cheap, okay? So people think that they need to price their listings cheaply to compete with the market, right? And that is a big no-no, okay? We want proper buyers, right? People don't want cheap, first off. People don't want cheap, right? Cheap correlates with bad quality, Chinese suppliers, whatever, right? People don't want cheap, okay? Cheap looks basic, like we already touched on. Cheap looks basic. Instead, we want to have higher prices, right? Higher prices to look premium, right? Very, very important. This is the strategy that I've used. People like premium products. They want good quality. So why not use higher prices? And if you have good quality products, then it warrants it, right? And the methods that I teach are that you actually add value to the listing that actually helps you stand out from the crowd, which in turn, if you add value, then you can also charge more for it. And this will also increase your profit margins, which is what we're all about, right? We need to have high enough profit margins on Etsy so that we can actually make money. It doesn't help getting sales if you're not making money, right? The next thing I hear all the time is, I just need to copy best sellers, right? This is kind of the classic way that people think, in that if they have success with that design, why can't I have success with that design and take a portion of the pie, essentially, right? Now, that is just not going to work. I'm sorry to inform you. Everybody thinks like that. That means everybody is already using that same idea and copying. Also, copying is not allowed, right? We don't want to copy other people. Now, we can take inspiration, but never copy. So, the point is, you are already too late, right? You're already too late to the party. Other people are doing that already, right? As we touched on. Everybody is doing the same thing. Right? Big no-no. Also, what I preach is you need to add value. So what do I actually mean by adding value? Well, one way to add value is personalization, as we touched on. So that means the customer that buys your product or your listing can actually customize it with their name or a date, or maybe it's a photo they want on the actual product, or whatever it may be, right? That is one way to add value. Another way to add value is offering more colors potentially, or maybe more variations of the product. So if it's mugs, maybe you offer a glass mug, maybe you offer a two-tone mug, maybe you offer a whatever it is, right? Maybe you offer a bottle as well in the same listing. So that is those are a couple ways you can actually add value, right? And help you stand out from the crowd. And like we said, take inspiration. Take inspiration from bestsellers, do not copy. And better yet, take inspiration from multiple bestsellers, see what elements, what makes them a bestseller, right? What is it that makes them a bestseller, and try and combine elements into your own design. And point number 5 is t-shirts are the best product to sell, right? Now, I personally, if you guys have watched my videos, I'm not somebody that recommends to sell t-shirts, right? And there's a few reasons why. First off, way too oversaturated, right? Everybody that does print on demand sells t-shirts, basically, right? Probably 99% of print on demand sellers sell t-shirts. So that makes it extremely hard for us to come in and, first off, add value to the market, and secondly, stand out in search. So that is one of the main reasons. Another one is that it's low profit margins. Okay? If you think about it, a t-shirt, you're not selling a t-shirt really for more than 20 bucks, right? Maybe in some cases, maybe a Comfort Colors t-shirt, maybe you're spending, or you're selling it for higher 20s. But if you look at actually how much the t-shirt costs to make and ship, and if you factor in ads and then Etsy's cut on top of that, then really at the end of the day, you're not making much money. So that is another reason I don't recommend t-shirts. Instead, we want to sell unique products, right? We want to sell unique products. Nowadays, print on demand has access to so many different product types. It's really limitless, and it keeps growing year after year. So why not capitalize on that and use unique products so that we can stand out in the marketplace? Another thing you want to do is use multiple suppliers, right? And this is another way that we can actually, like the point before it, sell unique products, because different suppliers offer different products, right? So, by the way, I'll have two of the main suppliers that I use to this day linked down below. There's one there called Merchize. They are insanely unique. They offer so many unique products, and literally nobody talks about them. Please use the link below. It's an affiliate link, and it's no extra cost to you. So if you choose to use them, I get a little kickback from it. So that would help support the channel as well. Now, that will sum up the 5 points. Hopefully that is helpful. If you want to get the most out of Q4, so the last 3 months of the year, October, November, December, this year on Etsy, then I advise you to click the link below in the description. It's a video of myself explaining how I was able to generate $227,000 in my first year on Etsy, and the system that I've created to help you guys do the same. At the end of that, you'll also be able to book a call with me, a free call, and we can see if you're a good fit to working with me. And again, if you want to get the most out of Q4, which is literally the best time of year to be on Etsy, then click the video below, book a call with me, and we'll see if I can help you. So that being said, if you got value from this video, hit that like button, and I will see you guys all in the next one.